The media for the first time since missing day 3 of the NFL draft. You know, he's been in the spotlight for much of the offseason after the New York Post published those photos of him with our former colleague Diana Russini and all that has happened since then. Vrabel yesterday says he's concentrating on coaching. Take a listen.
We all have to deal with things, outside of here. And my focus and obviously the excitement that I have for coaching is what is most important right now.
Do you anticipate having to miss football activities again for the rest of the spring?
I mean, I can only tell you I'm going to be there today, Ben. I can't tell you anything other than I'm going to be out there today in full force. And I mean that because, who knows what's going to come up. I'm not even, anything could happen. And so I'm going to focus on today.
So that was just sort of a boiled down the basic points that he was trying to make. And I think from a football perspective, the part of the story that we have covered here and will cover here is any way in which it might impact a team that was in the Super Bowl last year. What is the sense you're getting? You know some of the people there. What's the sense you're getting about that?
When it comes to the football part, especially now, this time of the year, OTAs are starting. Guys are out there actually practicing. And Vrabel has been out there as loud as he always is. I was talking to Mike Reese, who's a reporter down there, talked to Milton Williams after practice. He said Vrabel is himself. He's out there. He's talking trash to the guys. He's loud. He's coaching. I think that's the part where as players in the locker room, everyone has something going on outside of football.
Exactly.
What do you want to know as a player? When you show up as a coach, are you putting me in position to succeed? If you're doing that, that allows me to take care of my family and chase a dream I've had since I was a little kid and being a professional football player. So as we get closer and closer to football, I think the distraction moves further away and the focus becomes X's and O's.
That's a very, maybe the most commonly used word in the football language, Harry, is the word distraction. And so I guess I want to ask you that question. Is this something that you think as a distraction could impact the Patriots season?
I think the New England Patriots as an organization, it only becomes a distraction if they allow it to. Grenny, and I'm glad J-Mac said what he said because I want to take our viewers behind the scenes into the locker room. When players and coaches pull up to that facility, everything that they have going on, and trust me, there are a boatload of people that have this and that, whether it's family, friends, business, things in the business world that could be going on that could be bothering them. But when you pull up to that facility, that is your sanctuary. That is your chance to get away from all the madness that is going on outside of football, where you can just say, you know what, I'm free. I can be myself. I can act like a kid. I can be a 5-year-old. I can get in here. I can be serious. I can watch film. I can have that bond with my teammates and just get away from all the madness. And I think that's one of the things that I don't hear people talking about as much, and I'm glad J-Mac brought it up. We played together in the locker room, and we've had a boatload of teammates and also coaches that are going through serious things on the outside world. But when you get to that facility, that's the opportunity where you can just let all those things go and just focus on football and the task at hand. And I would add this for the New England Patriots. They made it to a Super Bowl a season ago, and I'm going to do my best Greeny impression.
Okay.
Cindy, can you give me B13? Could you give me B13? And the reason why I'm asking for B13, these are the first 4 games for the New England Patriots. At Seattle, Pittsburgh at home, the Jaguars on the road, and then at Buffalo. Now, what's the common denominator with all those 4 teams, Greeny? They all made the playoffs this season ago, and 3 of those 4 games are on the road. The Patriots cannot afford to have distractions derail their season before it actually even starts.
That was well done in every possible way. Michael, I think a lot of our audience also watches you guys on PTI, but for those who've not heard, just your perspective on this and to the extent, if any, that you think it impacts
they
his ability to coach.
They haven't heard about it on PTI because we refuse to talk about it.
Yeah, but the coaching piece of it, I think this is a legitimate conversation to have.
I hate media naivete, okay?
Explain.
And what we have now is an industry where it's about analytics, it's about hot takes, it's about podcasts, about all kinds of things. And people don't get into and cover locker rooms anymore. And everything that they have just said is on the money. This has no impact. Okay, I'm saying this is a media I've been in locker rooms all my life, okay, 45 years. This has no impact in the football locker room, none, Greeny. There are guys with so many other things going on. Look, and I'm not trying to diminish or tell people what they should think about what Vrabel was or was not involved in. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about covering Hall of Fame coaches like Joe Gibbs and those Washington Redskins teams. And that was a really vanilla group for about 13 years. Mm-hmm. And yet there were things going on that the word distraction would come up because Joe would use it all the time. It's like, this is not distracting anybody. This is not going to distract them. If you were in the locker room for one of the controversial groups.
Yeah.
Okay, the Mike Ditka, Jim McMahon, Richard Dent Bears.
Yeah.
They had stuff going on, and it was almost seen as comical, right? It was most of the time. This means nothing. This is largely media driven in terms of the continued coverage. I understand the initial coverage. The continued coverage, like it's going to impact a team on a Tuesday, much less a Sunday, it offends me. It's so stupid. And it speaks to our business and what people don't know about locker rooms anymore. They don't cover it. Newspapers don't exist, right?
Right.
They're media outlets that don't get in a locker room. They don't know what it's like, the fabric of it, the chemistry of it, what goes on. And so it's just like, oh, my goodness.
I can't think of a better way to leave it than that. We will come back in a moment with much more.